Looking for an exhilarating adventure in Muskoka? Look no further than Muskoka Jet Ski Rentals. Family owned and operated for over 20 years, they offer a variety of jet ski options to suit your preferences. Choose from the comfortable Sea-Doo GTI or the sporty Spark Tricks for an unforgettable ride. Need a family-friendly option? Try their Sea-Doo Switch pontoon boat for a group outing on the water. Based in Huntsville, Ontario, Muskoka Jet Ski Rentals serves all of Muskoka, including Gravenhurst, Bracebridge, Berks Falls, Kearney, and more. Contact them at 705-380-6857 or via email at info@muskokajetskirentals.com to book your jet ski rental today. With prices starting as low as $160, including fuel, get ready for endless fun on the water with Muskoka Jet Ski Rentals. Book now to keep the 2024 rates before they go up in 2025, and make sure to mention Stickers and Scuffs to get 15% off your rental purchase. Welcome back, Mighty Wipes, to the Stickers and Scuffs podcast in 2025. These alcohol-free, natural-scented products will revolutionize your cleaning routine. Their soapy hand wipes are gentle on the skin, making cleaning a breeze. How about for your race car or tough kitchen messes? Their automotive or kitchen degreasers will do the trick. Say goodbye to harsh chemical smells. Mighty Wipes have a natural sap scent that will leave your space smelling fresh and clean. Available at Two Speed Motorsports or online at CanadaWipes.com. Mighty Wipes are a must-have for every household. Join the satisfaction of countless customers who have made the switch to Mighty Wipes. Try them today and experience the difference for yourself.
Stickers and Scuffs, we ride. Interviewing drivers side by side, from the pits to winning strides. Stickers and Scuffs, our racing guide. Hear the roar and feel the speed. Every driver chasing dreams, from the green flag to the win. Cannon cradle, let's begin. Stickers and Scuffs, we ride. Interviewing drivers side by side, from the pits to winning strides. Stickers and Scuffs, our racing guide. Engines roaring, crowds alive, Ontario pride by the mile. Lap by lap on the move, catch the thrill in every groove. Stickers and Scuffs, we ride. Interviewing.
Oh.
Okay.
All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome into our finale for Ladies of the Oval Month, presented by Muskoka Jet Ski Rentals and Mighty Wipes. It would feel right that we end the month with somebody who's been doing this racing thing a bit of time. We're not going to say how long, but she loves racing so much. She got married at the racetrack. That's how badass of a woman she is. She's I don't know what we call her grade. And she's the mama of Black Magic Racing, racing mama for a lot of us too. It's Donna Tolton is here on the show. Donna still racing in the bone stock division out at Full Throttle. Why are you still racing?
Need for speed.
Need for speed, eh? How did it start for you?
Well, it actually started when I was babysitting for Dave and Audrey Wilson. I babysat Brian Senior Junior or Wilson Senior, and they happened to be friends with Tim, and he showed some interest, and it just went from there.
Well, racing isn't something that I think when we think of Canadians, they think of racing, right? It's just not. Hockey's our thing. Lacrosse is our thing. Basketball is now our thing. When you first saw racing, what did it do for you?
The first time I was actually the first track I remember going to was Sauble Speedway. And
okay.
Yeah. My mom and dad, we have relatives in Southampton, and we were visiting them. And on the way home, they took a detour, and I remember being so excited because I got to meet a 15-year-old race car driver, and I was 15, and this was really cool, and that just kind of stuck with me. And then when I met Tim, and it just gets in your skin, like it just doesn't go away, and it does not go away.
Yeah, and as Cam said, you and Tim have made a life. Racing is a lifestyle, but you guys have made a life at Varney at Full Throttle Motor Speedway. Talk a little bit about the family atmosphere as you guys have lived it for many years now.
Well, Tim and I, Tim was going there long before, well, I guess a couple years before I was.
Yeah.
And um, with most of our family being there, like my brother-in-law raced, Tim's brother raced, then my sister got into it. And it's just your family creates a bigger family, creates a bigger family, and then it just never stops. And then we went to Peterborough for a year, and Tim ran for a championship, and I thought this isn't going to be the same. But out of all the other tracks that we had been to, Peterborough was the other one that welcomed us with open arms.
Mhm.
Because we live so far away from Peterborough, um, even if there was a chance of rain, we had to go because it's a 3 hour drive.
Yeah.
So if they don't call it, right? So we would sometimes just drive up to have a beer with JP and Dave and everybody, and then turn around and come home.
It's just like we say about this all the time. It's like racing people, we're kind of nuts, right? We do stuff that just it doesn't make a lot of sense, but you do it because it's like you said, it's family.
Yeah, it's just it you don't you don't create relationships. You create, I don't know. It's just,
Something bigger than that, right?
yeah. You can't even label it for the like. There's people that I'll walk through the grandstands, and I'm no longer a spring chicken, and I have a different color hair and everything now, and they'll still say, "I was at your wedding."
Oh man.
Like and it's like, well, I was there too. Thanks for remembering, kind of thing. But
Yeah.
it's yeah, it's there's nothing that you can label as to what racing does to you once you get into it.
You can
I
put
agree.
certain labels on things like
No, well, there's
maybe
some label.
changing diapers is kind
Oh,
of shitty or whatever, but touching into the family thing, like you said, you've changed diapers of people that you
yeah,
race with now. Like how fun is that?
I'm not gonna name any of the drivers because I don't want to really either age me or age them.
Yeah.
But yeah, they know who they are,
And they
and
can clean up their own shit now, right?
well, I don't know.
On the track.
I don't know. I'm helping create some of that shit. If anybody saw the last race with Gus, but
One of them racing deals.
yeah, I go out there not to win. Because it's very rarely I'm gonna win, but I go out there to have fun, and as long as I'm having fun, I'll be behind that wheel.
Mhm.
But as soon as the fun goes, then
Yeah.
that's when you have to back out because it's competitive enough, but when you add, road rage and helmet tunnel vision to it,
Mhm.
it's not worth it. The relationships are not worth losing
Yeah.
over crap.
When did when you started actually getting behind the wheel, what was it like? How did that happen?
Um, it was the year after I started dating Tim. Um, they had created the WOW class at Varney, which was the women on wheels. It was a 6-cylinder class.
Mhm.
And Tim's mom was one of the original. women in it, and she still, I believe, holds a lot of the track records for most championships and stuff. Um, so once I saw how much fun she was having, Tim decided to build me a car as well. My first car was a Duster, a
Nice.
Dodge Duster, and it was a heavy car. It didn't like the track, but it definitely liked the mud bog that I tried to go through and only got halfway through it. Yeah. we we needed some excitement, I guess, and my car just, I don't know what happened to the steering, but it just went, and I got about halfway through, and I got a trophy for it at the end of the year, but
So you got to race your mother-in-law, your husband, and both your boys.
yes.
Would you wreck them to win any one of them?
No.
Maybe
No.
not wreck
No,
them, just
eh?
give them a bump and
No.
run.
No, I know, and that's the thing is I wouldn't wreck them to win, and I know they wouldn't wreck me to win, but I know sure as shit they would move me out of the way to win.
There you
Yeah,
go.
yeah. That's definitely it. That's definitely
And,
it.
and I
Oh,
and I'm okay with that. Like
Yeah, I know you are.
I'm all my boys, from Tim to Bobby to David to Chase and Landon,
Hmm.
they're all very competitive at whatever they put their heart into.
That seems like a Tolton thing, eh?
And I'm okay if
yeah,
I finish last.
yeah.
I would rather see them finish first and be in the spotlight because
I want
I'm
to double like follow up on this right away, Cam, if I can. Like
Yeah, yeah.
you are by your own admission very behind the scenes, not really one who craves the spotlight. So having just answered that, what makes a successful race day to you?
um one, everybody's out of their cars unhurt.
Hmm.
Two, everybody had fun. Three, everybody's got food in their belly and a beer in their hand at the end of the night.
And I say that because that is kind of your thing, whether you're at the wheel that night or not. You're managing the team and
Yeah.
everybody around, making sure nobody's
I
going hungry and
it
passing out
also
from heat exhaustion and things like that. And
Yes,
it,
thank you
it
for
also
taking care of
helps.
him.
You're welcome. It also helps that I pack the radio bag, so if when they're traveling, I know what's in that radio bag, and I know what it's here. And Tim, I'm hoping in the back of his mind he counts on that
Mhm.
because he's got enough to worry about with the car.
Yeah.
We're going to Daytona in a couple of weeks, and he said I need my go bag. And he
Mhm.
knows I know what will be in that bag, and he knows that generally I'll forget something of mine before I'll forget something of his. Not always, but most of the time.
Now that's a power couple, eh, Cam?
Yeah, right. I mean, you've got to have seen a lot at the track, and I'm curious when you they created this Women on Wheels division. This was only women in the division.
Yep. Yep.
So how do you feel that now you have women in that compete against the guys?
Well, that was the funny thing because I did 1 year of Women on Wheels in my six cylinder. And we were there one night and it got rained out. And a friend of ours said, take his car out. And it was a Cheval or something. Like it was an 8 cylinder. So, of course, I'm going to go and try it, right? And I parked it and I said to Tim, I said, forget the six, I want an eight. And I
Yeah.
the next year I moved to what they called the rookie street stock, which is street stock now.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Um, and I raced against like Scott Steckley. I raced, that's where he started. And it sitting in the back of my mind now. It's like I beat him a couple times. Not
Yeah.
many, but I beat him, and things like that stick to you.
So now you have women at Varney that Andrea Clark is a perfect example. She goes out there and she takes it to the guys in the street stock division. You got Jamie Adams is going to be running there in the hot rods this year. Keisha Zimick in the mini trucks goes out there. Julia Boss joins you in the bone stocks. So you got women that are kind of all over the place now.
And that's good to see because generally it doesn't matter. This might sound bad, but racing is a male sport.
Yeah.
It when you think of racing, you think of men behind the wheel, and when you can say, I'm a 55-year-old PSW that races cars. My residents, they think that's great because I can do it, and as long as you have the compassion and the confidence in yourself, or your people behind you can give you that confidence, you'll win championships.
Mhm.
It
You
must,
just, oh,
yes.
sorry, go ahead, Cam.
I was gonna say it must be nice because you kind of come from a period where you guys were kind of segregated in a sense when you first started racing, and now it's like no, that's not a thing anymore. And now you've got
Well,
this. Well, it kind of is in some aspects, um, but in most cases now the women are racing
yeah.
in their own divisions. Doesn't matter. It's not segregated based off of the gender.
Yeah, and that's what I like to see, because
Mhm.
not that I'm a big feminist or anything. I love when somebody holds a door open for me or pulls a chair out. Like I like that. But I can do what I put, and my Tim and my dad and my boys have always pushed me that, you know what, if you want to do it, do it.
Hmm.
Go for it. Try it. And Tim was the one that gave me the confidence to do everything that I've possibly done.
Yeah, and that, like, as we've talked about before, you do, like, you're not a vain person in the sense that you don't want to talk about your accolades, but you are a winning race car driver, and that's something that, not regardless of gender, not everyone can say. And so that being, like, your personality is definitely no quit, don't give up. As you said, you made the decision to go back to school and re-educate and become a PSW, and you're, so I mean, the fact that you can decide, put your mind to something and follow through and do it, I think maybe is something that you should stand a little taller for, because you don't always beat your chest about
Oh,
stuff like
I can only stand 5'3" because that's
that.
that's not who I am though.
Yeah.
Like I love to succeed. I
Mhm.
like, if you say, look at her, she's doing good now. Yeah, thank you for that. But I would, it's the younger ones. It's the Austin Etzels and the Jacob Clark. It's them that need that push,
Hmm.
Yeah.
because they're the next ones that are coming up that are going to do great things.
Hmm.
And it's people like Tim and Nick Clark and stuff that can can help them. Me,
Yeah.
I can just kind of say, "Great job, guys. I'm proud of you," right? But it's
Yeah.
it's the
You're
I,
part of the story too, though, right?
yeah,
I
but
mean, like, they can look at you one day and say, like, she did it too, and she did it
well,
real well, and she changed my diapers, and also fed me, and also raced me clean too.
Chase and Landon, when they were there the one night that I raced, they were the biggest cheering crowd that, I could see them coming down the straightaway because I was, near the
Mhm.
back of the pack, so I could see them cheering, and that's what it's all about, is just to see the crowd and to
Yeah,
to make people happy.
watching
How do you
Oma go.
Yeah.
how do you feel how do you feel that the crowd is? And we know Varney has a massive, massive fan base. But it seems like you guys have what I think most tracks really, really crave, which is you got a lot of kids. You got a lot
Yes.
of kids that go there. You have a club for the kids.
Yeah.
Well, can we talk a
Yeah.
little bit about that? Because I think that's amazing.
Tim and I started the kids club back up. I want to say 3 years ago now. and it was a hit. It was a chore, because I work every other weekend. So one week I was there, and the next week I would drive up and get all this set up. And I have these kids waiting for me to, where's the kids club? Where's the kids club? And they come back week after week after week. And thanks to some of the generosity of the other teams and the track itself, and us picking up gifts, I tried to have it so there were 20 gifts, at least 20 gifts given out per night.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then when I saw, I could count the names coming in, and I could make sure that every kid walked away with a gift, whether it was just a little rubber ball or a glow stick. I could make sure that everybody was happy. We stopped doing it when I started racing because I couldn't do both.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't speak as to what they're doing with it now because I haven't heard anything.
The fact of the matter is that we've said it before, and the kids are the future of racing.
They are.
They are. And if we're not keeping them at the racetrack, we're not keeping them entertained, they don't want to be there.
That's what Tim always and I always say. Catch the kids, you get the parent. Because
Right.
any parent knows that if the kid wants to do something and they bug hard enough and long enough and whine and cry and stomp feet, whatever, you're going to give in, especially if you're on holidays. And there are a lot of trailer parks and stuff around Varney.
Mm-hmm.
So, after 6 o'clock, there's not a whole bunch to do. So bring them out to the racetrack. Pick a driver, and you know what? You never know. Like at
That's
our wedding, we have people that are still going that said they would never go to the wedding in the first place that, still show up every once in a while. So it's a family atmosphere for families by families.
Mm-hmm.
Like
the way it
there's
should
enough.
be. Yeah, the way it should be. And Donna, I love that you guys have had the opportunity with Black Magic Racing to be in so many different divisions. But it's my turn to ask, when is Donna going to drive the OSS car, and when is
Donna
Donna?
is not. Donna is not ever, ever,
What?
ever.
Never.
Donna. Okay, so when we're building Tim's OSS car, we had a shop, and a lot of times it was just two of us out there. So I would have to climb into the car. Tim took a picture of the front end of the car, just the chassis, no body panels, nothing on it. And you can't tell I am sitting in that car. I am so short compared to Tim that there's like 8 inches leg length different in the car. So you can see just the top of my hat. The Studebaker is a different story. I can fit in that one, but I have no desire to drive that one. I liked my Camaro.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I liked, I don't know. I'm okay where I am. I don't think I would want to go. I'm in it for fun.
Yeah.
A week's worth of frustration out. No insurance, no speeding tickets, no.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Something that has become painfully obvious to many people that follow Black Magic Racing, to Cam and I for sure, and what you said prior here too, the initiatives you guys have with Special Olympics uh, and generally paying it forward with gift giving to the kids, and also drivers, notable like Nathan, Billy, um, Nick, Tanner, young Jack. Like there's so many. Myself,
Ricky, Bobby.
yeah. I mean, you guys just
Nick
have
Clark.
that knack of paying things forward, and just that's something. While you want to have fun, you're building that legacy of Black Magic Racing, I would say that you guys are the people that aren't taking, you're giving more than you're taking for sure.
Um, I like the sport. Tim likes to see the sport grow.
Yeah.
Um, if it means getting his car someplace, he, believe me, he picks his drivers very carefully. He doesn't just, oh, well, can you drive? He picks them very carefully. And just like Nathan or Alex Cole or,
Yep.
I can be fired. Like he was the race director last year, and I had an incident on the track, and I sent word down to the infield that I wanted him up here, and I wanted him up here now. So he eventually came up, and I told him the problem in probably not so very ladylike words. And the last thing I said to him was, fix it. And he looked at me and said, you want me to fix it? And I said, yes. He said, park it. So being his wife, I can be fired and I can be told to park it. So he definitely, he picks his drivers very carefully.
It's something that I think you guys have, being at the racetrack, you guys have seen a lot of racers come and go, and
Yes.
that's it's like it's part of it, but you've got to see a couple of racers these last couple of years who are some racers at Varney or just overall that stick out in your mind, and you go, oh, that driver is solid. That's a good person, or that's somebody who's going to be really good for a partner. That person's going to go far.
I would like to see Jake Jacob not Jacob Josh Clark.
Yeah.
I would like to see him be a partner of mine. And also somebody who's going to go far, I think Brian Jr. I definitely think we've watched him like through his entire racing career. Brian and Corey have done a really good job at trying to keep him grounded, and listening to some of the interviews and how he thanks people. I think he will definitely, in his later years, be a force to be reckoned with. And Austin Etzel, I have to say, he's he's scary sometimes, when you don't see him there and all of a sudden he comes up behind you. It's like, oh my, but yeah, he's definitely got a lot going for him. He's got a good team behind him too. Like, the support of his family, and there's Nala.
Yes. She knows we're on the camera.
Cameo,
so.
Yeah, I'm being stared at by Sky. But yeah, I'm not one to really pick people.
Yeah.
I like to just watch.
Yeah.
And a lot of times I'm back at my pit trying to figure out what the heck I've done to my car this time. But
well, I'm gonna tell you, Donna, it's one of the biggest honors in this podcast deal is getting to see Graydon live out his dream and get to talk to him. And when I got that phone call from him the first time that he went out with you guys, I want to say that he was 10 years old. He was so excited and talked about you and Tim the entire time about how you did this for him and how you did that for him and how you did this, and then of course when he overheated himself, what was it, last year, 2 years ago?
That was last year,
and then he was like, well, Donna was, Donna taking care of me, and I was like, well, good. I was like, I trust, that them, and He's talked about it time and time again about the opportunities that people give. We never expected that, and not only was it the opportunity that you had given him, but you also had us on your guys' cars. You've been supporters from ours from day one. We've gotten. I don't have it on me, but I still have my Kevin Trevlin tumbler. Um, you made it. It's just the heart is the biggest thing, and that is what people need to know, and that's why we wanted to have not just with the heart, but also your racing skill and being such a big part of the racing community. I know I don't have the right um size here, but um I mentioned this to Tim that he was getting one, um and that we don't give these away to just anybody, but um the Toltons are both getting an SNS jersey, which we plan to give. I plan to give you at Motorama. Hopefully, you guys are there.
Oh, oh, if we could get them for before Motorama there, they could be worn in Daytona.
Okay. Um, we might have to look at that. If not, we'll definitely get them to you at Motorama because I
Well,
want to do
your hat will be there anyway.
Yeah, that's pretty.
As I said, the one thing we have to work on is getting another hat for Donna because Tim keeps taking hers.
Well,
So,
that's okay because every time you give me one, I put it away, keep it clean. So when he needs a clean one, he's got a brand new one. I have something for Graydon as well. Just hang on.
Oh wow.
careful, you might start crying on this one there, Graydon.
I don't know if I want any salt water in my open wounds today.
Okay, so this here is a piece of Talladega.
Oh, sweet.
Oh, there you go, buddy.
I can add that to my collection of racetracks.
We pulled it. We pulled it off the. We pulled a piece off the wall. Well, I did. I have to say I did it in case there's any legal problems. I
Yeah.
did it. But Tim told me to make sure I got one for Graydon as well.
Cool.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
I got a chunk of Myrtle Beach Speedway right above me right here.
I have Bristol.
Nice.
Oh, there you go.
I am not sure how he got it home in his suitcase from Bristol. But I opened up his suitcase and I'm taking the stuff out. He got me a t-shirt, and then there's this bag, and I opened it up and it's mud. I looked at him and he said, "That's from Kyle Busch's truck."
All right.
So I wrapped it back up, put a little bit of water in it, and stuck it in a jar. And that's the last truck race that was on dirt at Bristol.
Nice.
Well, we're gonna wrap it up, Donna, because this is, we could go for hours, and it is an absolute honor to have you not just as a guest on the show for Ladies of the Oval Month, but as a partner, as a friend, as an SNS member, and you guys and you and Tim and everybody at Black Magic, we're just cherished to know. And Graydon, like I said, I think the opportunity came, he kind of okay. I was gonna say he kind of cried, but no, he did. Um, and when he raced, he kind of cried, and then every opportunity afterwards. Um,
To be honest, when this all started, I had no clue who Graydon was or who you were. Tim knew. Like he said, so and so's gonna drive your car. Who's that? Well, they do a podcast. Okay. Um, and then, we kind of got the build up to, this celebrity sort of, so to speak, coming to race, and that, all the drivers were all excited, and then you showed up, and you're just a person, like you're just
Good.
a person who wants to race, and you I don't think we were there the first time you were there.
Yeah,
I left a note on the table for you
that's
guys.
right. Yeah, Bobby helped me get into the car and kind of read the notes. You guys were going to Delaware, I think, for OSS or something.
Delaware or Sauble.
Or Sauble, one or the other, yeah. But that was super cool. It was just like, yeah, you guys are just like, yeah, trailer's open, go on in, don't let puppy out, and
I
um,
don't know where Puppy is right now, or I would tell you. Puppy is our cat.
yeah,
Oh,
it's, the cat
that's
named Puppy is the
hilarious.
best.
I
I
don't
know.
know. Hang on, I'll get her.
The kitty cameo,
Yeah,
pour a bowl of milk and
double, because this one's still hanging out.
This is Puppy.
yeah,
Oh,
there she
oh,
is.
This is the one that travels everywhere with us.
Yeah.
oh, bless, bless. Well, Graydon, what do you want to say to Donna before we wrap up?
Just echo everything that you've said so far, bud. And yeah, there's never a bad time when we go to Varney. We saw
We
some
have to
rain
get.
this year.
We
Hey,
gotta get more creamsicles.
yes, that we're we're getting the schedule ironed out here for 2025, so we'll figure out a weekend or two that maybe we can sip some moonshine and
Oh,
go fast and turn left and all sorts of fun stuff. But at any rate, honestly, yeah, everything that you and Tim both have done for me, even right from day one. Like you say, you guys weren't there, but you sure made it feel like home somehow, anyways, and every time since. So
that's the family aspect of it.
that is exactly it. It speaks to the yeah, like I say, the homeowners weren't there, but it still felt like home anyways, and every time since. So thank you for that, and we'll be doing that again for sure.
We want to thank Donna Tolton, Mama Tolton from the Black Magic Racing team from Full Throttle Motor Speedway. I want to thank Muskoka Jet Ski Rentals and Pam from Mighty Wipes. Brought us the entire month of Ladies of the Oval month here on Stickers and Scuffs. Of course, we've said it before. You know, the ladies deserve every bit of attention that we've been able to give them this month and more. Make sure you go out and support every single one of these racers. Donna and team are very active on, probably the most active on social media. Black Magic
Oh,
Racing.
that's all Tim.
That's all
Don't.
Tim. Okay.
I'm very very quiet on social media. That's Tim. Unless he tells me to post something, I'm very quiet. Sometimes I'm just very quiet.
Black Magic Racing, go and follow them all season long. Lots of different avenues. Part of the Bone Stock division out at Varney. The
Hot rods.
Hot Rods at Varney. They're also OSS, I believe,
Yeah.
doing the full schedule, half season. Some
Oh, he's prying information out at the last second, eh? Look
I
at
don't
him
don't
go.
know.
be
There's somebody
doing.
behind me with a smirk on his face, but he's still not saying anything.
Okay. So
There we go.
maybe something in OSS this year, but
Oh no,
make
he'll be there. Like Barney has 3 races, so
yes,
I
they
know he'll
do.
be in
Yeah.
at least 3 of them, right?
Oh yeah, I'm thinking it's been a couple years, so triples. Let's do a sweep. Three for
I
three.
hope so. It is so. I get so frustrated. I know you're trying to end this, but I get so frustrated with that car and that class and you know the stress that puts me under. But there is no better thing than to see the smile on his face, the smell of that fuel, and the sound
Yeah.
of that engine. Oh,
And the fact that you guys went back to the black number 3.
Oh yeah.
with
Yeah.
the
Oh
blue
yeah.
stripe. Yeah,
Yeah.
we did the Oreo car. Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
all deckled and it's all lettered and the stripes all the way around right now. So it's
Beautiful.
it
Can't
is.
wait to see it.
I love that car.
Can't wait to see it. Donna Tolton here on the Stickers and Scuffs podcast.